go.
Hello, welcome back for math today. So today we're going to do some exercises about how to see fractions on a number line. And then I'm going to post the problem set that you have to do on Seesaw today. So this will help you with the Seesaw assignment that I post. So today we already know that we did a lot of work with fraction strips. So now that we understand how fraction strips are used, we're going to go ahead and put some fractions on a number line, and we're going to make our own number line so we can see fractions on a number line. So what I'm going to use first is just the first fraction strip that's one whole. Okay, and I'm going to hold it right here, and I'm going to trace a line. Oh goodness, you know how it's hard for me to do this. Okay, and I'm going to go a little bit longer just so I can. All right, so then I'm going to mark up the sides here, and I'm going to pull it apart, and I should have a number line here. So now I'm going to label my number line, and I know that the first part, I'm going to label it 0, because at this point of the number line, we would have had 0 fraction strips. And then if you go all the way to the end, that would be 1 fraction strip. So now that I labeled my number line 0 to 1, that's 1 whole fraction strip. We're going to take a look at how we would label it for halves. So I'm going to get my half fraction strip, and I'm going to hold it here, actually up here. I'm going to hold it here, and it should line up because they're fraction strips and they're all the same size. And I'm going to go ahead and put a line here. Now I want you to think to yourself, what would that be labeled on our number line from 0 to 1? What would this tick mark be labeled? So think on it. All right, if you thought that it should be labeled 1/2, give yourself a thumbs up or a pat on the back. Now, this is 0, but we could also write 0 halves, because that would be 0 halves if it goes all the way here. And then what would this 1 whole be? How many halves would we have? We would have 2 halves, and that'd be 1 whole for the halves. Okay. So now we're going to quickly try to do this with one more fraction strip. So I'm going to go ahead and erase here. Whoopsies. Okay. We're going to keep our 0 and 1 here still. And now we're going to work with thirds. So if I hold the thirds up and measure them up here on the number line, if I put the dashes here, now I'm going to think, and this is another time where you could think with yourself, what would this first dash mark be labeled? Well, I know that this one would be 0 thirds because it would be here. This one would be 1/3 because one of those pieces would be there. It would be just like folding the fraction strip and holding it here. That'd be 1/3. And so the next dash would be, you guessed it, 2/3. So you're going to go ahead and put that right there. And then 1 whole, or the same thing as that, would be 3/3. So we can kind of already think about the fractions. Now, the lines have to be exactly matching. So if I were to put up 1/4 here, you would still go ahead and make the dashes where the lines meet. Or if I would put 1/6 here, you would change where the dash marks or tick marks go to represent on the number line. But this is showing this on the number line. Now, we're going to talk about one more thing. If this is 1 here, and if I were to make a number bond out of the whole here, there'd be 1/3 here. If you add all these thirds up, that would be 3/3, and that's the same as 1 whole. So if we were to break this number up into a number bond, that's how it would be. There are 3 parts because it's thirds, and all 3 parts added up together will make 1 whole. All right, check on Seesaw for the activity to do exactly this. You can draw on it on the template, or I can send it to you also on Instagram. Bye.